In this video, I'm going to show you how a top-tier engineer uses AI to make videos. My name is Victor. I have more than 15 years experience in the software engineering industry. I work at Amazon, Microsoft, the Walt Disney Company, Meta, and also startups. I'm going to show you exactly what I do to make a video for my own channel. The entire process from beginning to end. A lot of tutorials, they'll just show you a little bit of the process. They'll speed it up. They just skip the boring parts that are very important, and they don't actually explain the thought process behind all of the things that you're doing. If the video is long, it's going to be in chapters, so you can go to the parts that you really care about. And at the end, you're going to see a video that is going to be uploaded in my channel that you can see as a reference. The first thing is to come up with an idea for a video. And I have an idea that I've been wanting to do. And the first thing is going to be talk with Claude about it. In this case, I was thinking about a scientist that is trying to figure out doing warp travel, like kind of a portal or a wormhole. And he achieves that, but then he doesn't know how to come back. He's during a test drive, he goes and then he can't come back. And when he finally figures out how to come back, it's been so much time because he was near a black hole or in a place at the time was completely different. Then he comes back and then all his family is gone, or like his grandsons are there, something like that. So I'm going to start talking about this with Claude. I want us to make a story about a person, actually a scientist, that is trying to figure out warp travel. But he during a test run, he actually is successful doing it, and he can't come back. Later on, when he comes back, everyone, it's been so long because he was near a black hole. The idea is for a short video, so it might be 1 or 2 minutes, not more than that. So after we have the story, then we are going to have to make the actual storyline for making the videos. And well, first to make the images and then turn the images into videos. And after that, the idea is that I'm going to show you how I generate all of this. And then I'm going to show you how everything gets together and how we work with AI to polish the video. And you're going to see all of the iterations. I might skip some when it's doing the calculation on the rendering, but that's the only part that I'm going to skip. Okay, so what do we have in here? The long way home. Dr. Elias has calculated impossible so many times that numbers had stopped frightening. For 11 years had worked on the threshold drive, not faster than light in the crude sense of going fast, but the folding of space itself, pinching two distant points together until they kissed. On paper, it was elegant in the lab. Okay, so at this time, what you want to do is read the entire story, and if you like it, then you can proceed to the next step. But you need to do this step. You need to polish the story. You need to put your own thoughts on it. What the twist you think is going to be, if there's nothing. But normally, when you come up with an original idea, then Claude makes a really good job of getting the real one. I mean, getting a good story. But if you just tell him to give you a story, it's going to do something so generic that it's already been done so many times. Okay, so this is a little bit long. I'm going to tell him, can you in a few sentences per chapter. I just want to have the idea of the story. I don't care about the details right now. I just want to have the storyline. And just so you know, I'm running Claude with dangerously skip permissions, and I'm using Opus 4.8. I think let me see. Yeah, Opus 4.8. Okay, so Dr. Elias Voss spent 11 years developing the threshold drive, which folds space rather than moving fast through it. The biggest test is meant to be harmless. Fold a coin-sized bubble of space for 4 seconds inside his one-man ship, the Merlot, and collapse it. He expects to feel nothing and finally be done. The fold works well. Instead of coin-sized pocket, it opens a corridor, and the Marlow falls down into unknown star system beside a black hole. Okay, so we're good. Days in, he realized the orange star isn't moving and confronts the truth. Time runs far slower near the black hole than on Earth. Every hour spent is days, weeks. Okay. He's alone. He narrates to his recorder to keep sane, reflecting his partner Mara, like probably his wife, and his voice. He decides to climb out and fold home anyway, choosing to see his loved ones all rather than never. I didn't get lost, he says. I got found by something with a bigger gravity than mine. Okay, then the fall brings him back to our sun, and he weeps with relief. But the radio bands are full of unfamiliar signals and drifted language. The young recovery pilot who boards tell him that while only 2.5 months have passed on his ship, 78 years have passed on Earth. Mara lived a long life and spent her career proving the drive had worked, naming the time dilation effect after both of them. His name first, and she died 9 years before his return, but left him a recording made in old age. Hello, you stubborn man. I knew you weren't lost. Okay, I think it's actually a pretty good story right now. So what you want to do as a next step is to transform this story into a script that you can use for generating images. So I'm going to say exactly that. I need first I'm going to say that I like the story. Okay, I love the story. And now we need to convert this into a short video of 1 or 2 minutes. Just a short video for YouTube, I'm going to say. In this case, I need you to generate each is scene image generation prompt and animation prompt as well. What style? Let's make it realistic. Let's make this realistic. 8K photography, filters, and very cool graphics. And so let's see after this, what do we get? So one of the biggest difference on the process that you want to follow every time is you need to know what is the workflow, what is the process from the beginning to end to achieve your goal. You need to always think of little steps with AI. You don't want to do everything in one single run. You want to always start with the story and you polish the story, and once you get it real good, then you move to the next step. When you have the images, you need to make sure that the images that is going to generate are going to be good quality. And in many cases, like the AI is going to make you images that are really hard to generate, or it's just or hard to animate. So in those cases, you're going to have to ask him to make a different scene, or make it, or maybe change animation. I'm not sure. Depends on the situation. We'll see what happens. So we want to do step by step. Never mix the steps. Okay, that's rule number 1 when you're working with AI. And you always want to be the one making the shots. If you let the AI to make all the shots for you, then the quality of the content is not going to be good. I've tried it, and trust me, those videos have no views. Okay, so it's still working. Something else that I want to tell him, we want to have consistency. And because this is going to be a scientist, and that scientist is going to be over time, and all the scenes is going to be the same. It's only 2.5 months for him. So while it's doing this, I'm going to specifically mention this. One important thing is that we need consistency. So you have to generate the characters reference images so we can use them in the scenes. And if anything repeats over the scenes, we need a reference. With this, it's going to know that, okay, if he's using a small ship or device to travel this warp, then is going to be able to reuse that in multiple scenes, so your video looks good and it doesn't look slop. At this time, you can see it's generating a script. Is doing this the long way home, script.md. And yes, in the narration. Oh, one thing that I need to mention. So I have already set up on my computer an API for ElevenLabs. So Claude knows where it is. If you are using ElevenLabs as well, you need to tell him what are you going to like the API itself, and let him know where it is so he can use it and generate the voices for you as well. And you want to specifically tell him which voice to use. In my case, my Claude already knows the voice that I normally use, so it's probably going to be already a suggestion from him when I make this this video. Okay, it's still working. Let's see. I think it probably already. There we go. So we have Grok prompts. So he knows that I use Grok. That's why in my memory he already knows. That's why it's using Grok. You may need to specifically say that when you are going to do these videos, you need to tell them, I am going to use Grok to make the video and image generation, so Claude can optimize the prompts for that. If you're using I don't know, DeepSeek, for example, where you can make transitions from one scene to another, then you also want to take advantage of that. But in this case, the only thing I care is consistency. I don't care about doing every single scene to be a continuous long scene. That takes a lot of effort, and I don't think it's worthwhile for this tutorial. I'll do one like that in the future. Okay, so you can see in here, it generates this document. Let's look at the preview. It's easier to read. And here the important part is these are the reference images that we want to do. But before we go in, let's see the scenes that it generated. So first we have scene 1. Narration says, Dr. Elias Bond only wanted to fold space for 4 seconds. He never dreamed it would cost him 78 years. That's the first scene. Looks like a really good hook. Scene 2, the drive word, space pinch shut like fabric, and the sky outside simply changed. But the fold went too far. He woke beside a black hole, its light screaming as it fell into the dark. Let me make this a little bit bigger. No, I cannot. Next scene. This close to the gravity, time runs slow. This close to that gravity, time runs slow. Every hour he spent escaping cost the Earth weeks. He could go home. He just couldn't choose when. So he climbed to find them all rather than never. Okay, so in here I'm seeing an inconsistency. It says this close to that gravity, time runs slow. Every hour he spent escaping cost the Earth weeks. And then the next scene is saying like he could go home. He just couldn't choose when. That makes no sense. Like, I mean, if you're doing a test and you go somewhere else, you want to go back right away. And it says, so he climbed to find them old rather than never. So this is the first error, so I need to specifically tell him about this. And this is, oh, it's asking me about the character. So before we correct it, let's answer this. So it's, do you want Dr. Boss to look in the character reference like a weather, everyman, late 40s? I think I think for late 40s makes sense, but let's make it a little bit more naive, like mid 30s. What overall color grade do you want across the video? Cool teal shadows, warm gold highlights, the classic cinematic blockbuster. Yeah, I like this one. Okay. And now I'm going to correct the story. The story makes it's a bit nonsense if you do a test run of warp drive and you know you are near a black hole, you want to go back home right away. The story should be more about him not being able to go back because he needs to figure out how to do it. That's important because otherwise the story makes no sense. Like, why would he stay there if he knows that there's a black hole nearby? So let's correct this and let's see what is going to be the next scene. So you have to do this a couple of times until the story is what you think it was, and that the storyline is understandable. Sometimes if you want to make a quick video, maybe you want to skip this part, but I'm telling you, this is important if you want to make a good video. Okay, so in the meantime, I'm going to see the characters that it generated. So let's do the first one. And I'm gonna use Grok. So in here, I need to select the image, and I'm going to do 916 because it's a short. And I will have to do that in every single one of them. I had them pre-open for the video, but I'm just going to do it again. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to open multiple of them. So how many scenes we have? We have 7 scenes and a thumbnail. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's 8 is fine. And this is something that I want. Oh, this is something that I want to share as well. When you have your story, you want to make sure that you can apply concepts of other YouTubers. Maybe sometimes they give you advice. For example, in here, this one, short genius, share everything she knows. So I can take this and make Claude to consider all of the tips that they're saying in here. So we use that on our video. So once we have the story that makes sense, I'm gonna give him that as a reference. Okay, he's rewriting the prompts. But in the meantime, let's see what one of the first images look like. So let's go into Grok and generate the first one. It's loading. Grok is pretty fast normally, so this is not going to take long. Okay, this actually looks pretty good. I like this one. Let's see where we are. Okay, it's still rewriting. So in the meantime, let's do all of the references. So I'm going to do the second one. I'm going to do the third one. Whoops, 1, 2, 3. This is the ship. Let's do the fourth one. The black hole. And Mara, that's his wife or his partner. So this one looks good. I think the easiest one is going to be this one because there's more space for him to be seated. And the ship, that actually looks pretty cool. Let's go. I'm gonna go with this one, or not. Let me see. Maybe this one. This is more standard. And the black hole. This one's good, right? Yeah, this one's good. Classic Interstellar. and this is the wife. And here's the problem. I see that the reference is doing both the young version and the old version. So I need to correct that. So I'm going to go back to Claude. I'm going to say, I need you to make a reference for the young wife, the young partner, and the old one as well. The old should use the reference of the young one. To be generated. So with this, I'm telling that, okay, so I want the young version of her, and I'm going to use that old version to generate the older version. Okay. And so in the meantime, we have these images. I'm going to download them. And while we wait for this, I'm going to go into my downloads folder. I'm just going to copy this, and I'm going to put it in the same folder. I'm going to make a folder called references. I'm going to put them here. Let's make this bigger, and I'm going to name them the same way that it's telling me to do. So boss. This one is the cockpit. This is the ship. And we have the black hole. Okay, now let's see where we are. Still making the reference, I think. Okay, no, it's here. So Mara Young is already here. So let's do this one. Let's redo it. And let's get the prompt for the older Mara. What's the name? Mara. So let's copy the old one. So I kind of like this one, and just gonna make the second version as well. So I just use the same image that I already generated to make the second one. And in the meantime, I'm gonna download this. I get the downloads folder, copy this in here, and call it Mara Ref. Oh, actually, it's not Mara, it's Mara Young. Mara Young Ref. Let's do it again. And Mara Old Ref. Let's go back to Grok. The old one is here. As you can see, there is the resemblance. It used the same image to do it. And now we copy this in here, paste it, and we have to rename it as well, so we don't lose track. Okay. So far, so good. We have the images, and now I want to take into consideration what I was saying before. I want the knowledge of this video into my short, so we know we can apply what Jenny Hoyos is saying in here. So it's finished. And I'm gonna say, okay, now I want you to apply the concepts to make a YouTube short viral from this video. And at this time, this is going to take a little bit longer, so maybe I'll speed up this. But yeah, I'm probably going to speed this up because this is going to take a little bit, maybe 3-4 minutes, because it needs to actually fetch the video, download the transcript, understand it, and then apply it into our script. So I'm gonna probably skip this part now. Okay, let me put me to the right side. Maybe this has been blocking some of the writing in the Claude, but this finished after 4 minutes. And let's see what it did. So the new project, they put in the short genius formula. Like it seems like he moved it there. What is this? This is something completely wrong. So it actually thought that I wanted to make a video about this. So let's correct it once again. So this, I am going to say, you got this wrong. The idea was to apply the learnings from Jenny's videos into our video in, what is the folder that we have? In this one. So we put him on the right direction. This might take a couple minutes, so I'll skip this part. Okay, I think it's about to finish. You can see that after I said this, you got this wrong. The idea was to apply learning from Jenny's video into our video, and I gave him the address. And then he said, oh, my mistake. You want Jenny's viral techniques applied to the sci-fi short to make Long Way Home more viral. And then it's applying this into our script. Okay, it's doing scene 7 now. What did it change? Like it changed, instead of Dr. Elias one, it says a scientist pressed a button for 4 seconds. It cost him 78 years. Okay, I think it's making it more simple. It shortened this to 40 seconds. It tightened using Jenny Hoyos' retentions rule. I saw that video. I don't remember all of the techniques that she has, but let's trust that it's doing the right thing in here. Okay, so you updated everything on the Long Way Home. The story, visuals, and 6 references still are untouched. So the references did not change. This is good. We don't have to redo them. I will apply Jenny's retention graph to the script plus narration. Before and after Jenny's optimized. Before it was 50 seconds. Now it's going to be 40. Tighter cuts. Her idea is 34 seconds. Every second is 3% of viewers. Okay, this is just applying the things that the learnings from that video. You don't need to do this with this video, or if you want to try with different videos, you can just copy that and do it the same way that I did. Okay, so now let's review the prompts one more time. Scene 1, where is, okay, a scientist pressed a button for 4 seconds. It cost him 78 years. His warp test worked too well. He woke beside a black hole with no way home. You see that it made it much faster. Like it is not doing any introduction about things. It's just like he just pressed the button and it loses the time. He couldn't repeat the jump to escape. He had to crack warp travel all over again. So he worked days. So he worked. Days turned to months. Test after test. Failure after failure. But the black hole hid a secret. Every day he worked, years raced by on Earth. He finally cracked it and flew home. The sun was still there. Nothing else was. 78 years gone. Everyone he loved had passed, but she left one message. I knew you weren't lost. Okay, I like it. Let's see the first scene. So we're gonna create the first scene. And here you can see it tells me that I need to attach VOS and cockpit ref. So I'm going to go in. I can close this now. And I'm just going to go back to all of this into the original Grok. Okay, so we take the first one. We paste the prompt. And where are the images? References, and I need to attach VOS. Okay, so I want to make sure this is 916, and let's go to the next one. We're just going to do all of the images first, and then we're going to do the videos. Okay, second one, we need to attach the ship and the black hole. So we're gonna get black hole and the ship, and we're gonna drag and drop in here. Generate. Let's go to the next one. Scene 3, 916, and in here, what do I need to attach? Let's see. It says I need to attach VOS, the cockpit, and the black hole. Black hole, the cockpit, and VOS. Okay. Let's go scene number 4. I need to attach in here Voz cockpit Mara Yang. Yes. So Voz, Mara Yang, and what else? And the cockpit. Oh, I need to minimize this. Cool. And next scene. And I need to attach what? The ship and the black hole. Black hole and the ship. Next one. Scene 6. And here we need to touch boss and the cockpit. Cockpit and boss. Last one. This one I need to put Voss and Mara Old. Voss and Mara Old. I don't think he ever asked me to use Mara Yang, right? Let's see. And let's do a thumbnail as well. For the thumbnail is requesting the ship and the black hole. We have the black hole and the ship. Okay, so this is the first image. And let's look at all of them. This one looks good. Yeah, this one looks a little fishy, that there's some graphics in here. So I think we can just redo it to see if it doesn't do that. In here, this him doing all the calculations. She's over there. Is that the reference correct? I think so. And this is when I think this is almost going back. And this one looks very weird. I don't like this in. This is supposed to be what? This is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's see, scene 6. IMAX scale, an odd, dreadful mood, masterpiece quality. The young, clean-shaved astronaut scientist, still unmistakably youthful, face pressed close to the curved cockpit went. Okay, this is completely wrong generation. So let's try again. I guess in here, this is made on purpose. Let's see. It says, inside cramped cockpit, the young, clean, shaven astronaut scientist in his mid-30s leaned forward in concentration, surrounded by floating faint teal holographic diagrams of warp space. Okay, so this is correct. This one looks good. This one looks good. This one, again, completely wrong. Like, it's like melted in the... If it fails again, I'm going to ask him to correct the prompt. I'm going to say, okay, yes, this is horrible. So I'm going to take, okay, I'm going to say scene 3, 4, 5. This is scene 6. So I'm going to tell Grok, scene 6 is super AI-slop. He is melted with the seat of the cockpit. So that way, when you explain exactly what's the problem, then the AI is going to correct the prompt. It's going to make you a better one, hopefully. And sometimes you need to do this a couple of times. It's that with the description itself is really hard to validate for them, because Grok itself cannot, Claude itself cannot generate Grok directly unless you have an API, but that costs money. I think that's actually something really important. I use Grok with a subscription because you pay only one value a month and you generate as many as you want. If you use the API to make this process entirely automated, there's no control over the images that you're generating. And that's a problem, because you're spending money, you're spending tokens directly, and you don't know if what is generating is good. So then you come back and you review the entire workflow, because trust me, I tried to do that. And the outcome was horrible, because it doesn't know how to really evaluate an image and say that there is AI-slop or not. Okay, so it says that it changed and fixed scene 6. Let's go and redo it. So let's go back in here. Let's see what we got this time. Okay, so much better. And then this is when he's seeing the message, let's see, and this is the thumbnail. The thumbnail doesn't convince me too much right now. I find that even the second scene will be better for that. And there's a lot of short videos with a black hole, so maybe, well, maybe it will be fine, but we need to add some cool text over there. So now we're going to generate all of the videos. So let's go to scene 1. We have the animation in here. I'm just gonna put this, and it says 8 seconds, so I'm just gonna do 10 seconds. The next one says 7 seconds. I'm gonna do 10 again, because if it's too much time, it's just going to cut it off. But if you have 6, then you have to do like a boomerang trick or something, so it takes the video, like it doesn't look as bad. What happened here? Okay, so I don't know what's going on here. Something. Okay, so it's doing the animation. Yeah, it's fine. So scene 3, I'm gonna go in here, select video, paste it, and how many seconds? 7. So yeah, let's do 10 seconds as well. This one is scene 4, and we're supposed to be also 7 seconds. Okay, scene 5. This is 7 seconds as well. And this is scene 6. Also 7. So you just read 10 for everything. And the last one. Last one is also 8 seconds. Okay, so the videos are loading. Let's look at the first one. I'm gonna push the button, right? Okay. I kind of find that the scene number 1 is a little bit boring, so I'm just gonna tell Claude scene 1 is boring. I don't think it's a good hook. Let me pause it so the sound doesn't show up all the time. Let's improve it. Okay, this one actually looks pretty good. Yeah, it's like you see the event horizon is going. He might be too close to the black hole though, but I think it's fine for this. This scene also good. Okay, yeah, it's good enough. This one also looks okay. Nothing slop. This is what? Why there's a black hole and it's Earth over there? That part is not very clear. So 1, 2, 3. This is scene 5. Let me see scene 5. Why is doing Earth near the black hole? In the foreground, near glowing edge into the black hole, the tiny spacecraft hangs almost frozen and caught a thick, slow honey-like light. Time crawling in the deep background, tiny distant, a small blue-green planet spins rapidly. Oh, it's okay. So it's like a representing that the time is passing real quickly over there. Okay, I like it. With the boy, it's probably gonna be, it's gonna make more sense. This is when he comes back, and then he says that now there's a lot of cool constructions, probably like because he's now in the future. Let me remove the sound of all of this. It's too much sound. And the last one, when he's crying, watching the message. Perfect. So it's okay. Which hook visual should open scene 1. This is we're correcting scene 1. Let's see. Narration says stays. A scientist press a button for 4 seconds. It cost him 78 years. Says space tiers open. Yeah, let's do space tiers open. That's like a better hook. And this is probably going to be really quickly. And in the meantime, I'm just going to download all of these videos, except the first one, of course. And I'm gonna put them in the folder for videos. I'm gonna copy all of them, paste them here. I'm gonna make them big. I'm just going to sort them by date modified because I downloaded them in a specific order. So now this one I know this is scene 2, this is scene 3, scene 4, this is scene 5, scene 6, and scene 7. Let's see where we are with scene 1. Okay, it says that it's done. Let's go and go back to scene 1. It's gonna copy this. I'm gonna go to Grok one more time. And we need what reference? Just boss and the cockpit. Let's go again to the references. Boss and cockpit. There we go. And in the meantime, let's copy the animation. Okay. We can close these ones now. And once this is done, we're going to, actually, we need to finish the thumbnail. So let's see if we have the prompt for making the text on the thumbnail. Yeah. So this is something that is in the memory of my Claude. He knows that after I ask him to make the thumbnail or a video, he's going to add the thumbnail. He's going to do it in 2 prompts. So the first one is to make the actual image, and the second one is to add the text into the image. So it's a lot easier for you to tweak it later on. Okay, 78 years to get home. Yeah. To be honest, I'm not an expert in thumbnails. I am still learning, but this lesson is not about tips for making your YouTube videos more viral. This is for the AI tools, how to use them. Okay, so we have the video ready. Okay, I like it, but I don't like that he's just moving his mouth. So I'm gonna see if I can correct that. Let's see. Okay, it says space tiers open outside the windscreen. Blind Rob, pulsing bright and dimmer starlight, the brilliant bright. His awe-struck face as he breaks hard at the controls. One continuous tense loopable motive. So I'm gonna just add, do not talk, do not open his mouth. Or just do not talk, because he may open his mouth by surprise, because it's surprise, but not because I don't want him talking like he's not talking to anyone. Okay. And let's just use this thumbnail. Actually, I'm gonna say make it more impressive. Let's see what we get. Sometimes you can play with it. Okay, so the problem with this, like, it looks good, but it added a different shape. It modified the shape. So I can just maybe go back to this and make it more impressive without modifying the shape. Okay, and now make the ship a little bigger. Maybe the ship should be closer. Make the ship closer to the bottom left corner and make it bigger, like it's traveling towards the black hole. Okay, let's see if the video is ready. It is much better. It's just surprised he's not moving his mouth like crazy. So we're gonna go with this for scene one. Let's download. Let's get this one, and this is gonna be scene one. Oh, actually, I'm putting it in the wrong folder. I need to go into the folder for videos. And this is the old thumbnail. I'm going to use the new one. Actually, this ship looks very weird. So let's see if I can just add the reference again. Make the ship, or replace the ship with the one in the reference. I'm not sure if this is going to work. Yep, it worked. Perfect. So that's good. So now we download this. We're going to go into downloads, cut this. I'm going to go into video. Just going to paste this. And I'm going to call this thumbnail. So this time, I'm just going to copy the folder path. Now I'm going to go into Claude. I'm going to say, okay, all scenes are ready. You pass in the folder that you have them and the thumbnail. I'm going to specifically say you need to add the thumbnail to the first frame. I want you to generate the voices, the voiceover with ElevenLabs using the API key that is in. Actually, I don't. If you're doing this for the first time, you need to tell him. In my case, he already knows, and I don't want him exposing my API key by accident. So I'm just going to say that it needs to do with ElevenLabs with the voice that we normally use. What else? I don't want to add music because music you can add through YouTube. No music. Subtitles you can also add when you upload through YouTube Shorts. To be honest, you can do it and you can do cool subtitles, but I prefer not to do them because I don't. I just like a lot the way YouTube does them. It's very standard and it works for me so far. So no music. I can add music if I want. For longer videos, I normally do it because longer videos YouTube doesn't allow you to add music. Maybe it does, but the amount of music you can use is not. I haven't found a really good library there. Okay, let's see. It's going to generate the video. Oh, remember to add transitions between scenes. And I think that's pretty much it. The first times that you do this is going to come back with different ways of stitching everything together. If you don't like it, you need to tell him again, hey, you messed up in this or that or something. And most of the times it was just putting the videos together with no transition. And sometimes the audio will be phasing, like between scenes, it will be start to not be synchronized with the video. That's another issue that I had to correct. But the only thing you need to do is like, okay, then you watch your video and you see what is the problem and you tell him exactly what's the problem with what he just gave you. Okay. So it says, I have everything, good news on your reminder, the assemble function already does crossfade transitions, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so in my memory, because I've done this multiple times, you already know what he needs to do in some cases. But this comes with training. As you keep working with Claude and you keep using it for things, he knows what you want to do, how you like things. So it starts being a lot easier to work with you. and less iterations. But at the beginning, I did have to correct him multiple times. And if you find that he's doing something really good, you can ask him, hey, this worked really well, keep it in the memory. All right. Clips, all probe clean. Let me read the contact sheet to confirm each clip is the scene I expect in order. So now it's verifying that the scenes are correct. You can see if I messed up. Something else that I found that is very useful is after you create something. Let's say in here I'm doing this video with a story, then you can transform all the things that you did into a skill. And then the next time you only use that skill and it already knows all the workflow that you normally do. But I'm going to make another video specifically about skill and how to use that for videos, because I have multiple skills. I have a skill for making 1-minute videos. I have skill for making comics, long form videos, and they're all different and they have different knowledge. And the thing is, you need to start training your own agents for that. But I'll go into details in another video. Okay. Now, maybe I'm going to pause this a little bit and just wait until the result comes in, because it can take 3 to 7 minutes for Claude to come up with the actual result. So for now, I'm just going to pause it, and I'm going to be back when this is already done. Okay, it actually took a lot less. I think maybe like 30 seconds since I closed it. So now we can see the video, you put it in here, the long way. It's called Long Way Home Final MP4. So now we can see, oh, sorry, this is not the one. Let's go into the long way, and here's the video. So let's see how it looks like. Takes a little bit.
A scientist pressed a button for 4 seconds. It cost him 78 years. His warp test worked too well. He woke beside a black hole with no way home. He couldn't repeat the jump. To escape, he had to crack warp travel all over again. So he worked. Days turned to months, test after test, failure after failure. But the black hole hid a secret. Every day he worked, years raced by on Earth. He finally cracked it and flew home. The sun was still there. Nothing else was. 78 years gone. Everyone he loved had passed. But she left one message. I knew you weren't lost.
Okay, I like it. The thumbnail's there. All of the images are there. There's transitions in between the scenes.
His warp.
Yep, transitions are good. So now the only part that is missing is the title and the description of the video. So now we need a title and description to upload the video. Make sure to make it SEO. I don't know, good for SEO. And then we're ready to upload. So I uploaded the video, and now I need to add the title and the details. So I'm just gonna get whatever we got in the upload that was given to us by Claude. You can see that this is the last message I said. Make good for SEO, title and description. And now we have this directly. So I can just copy this title. Just put the title here, and it's taking a little bit. Let's see. There we go. And this is the description. So I just copy this and paste it here. And normally it makes me tags as well. So I'm going to copy these tags. But this one's upload, this AI use, definitely, and tags. I'm just going to paste them here, and I'm just going to save it, and I'm going to put the thumbnail in my phone. So I just changed the thumbnail on my phone. Let me refresh this, because it's going to show the actual thumbnail that I put in. Yeah, and now you can see the final result.
A scientist pressed a button for 4 seconds. It cost him 78 years. His warp test worked too well. He woke beside a black hole with no way home. He couldn't repeat the jump. To escape, he had to crack warp travel all over again. So he worked. Days turned to months, test after test, failure after failure. But the black hole hid a secret. Every day he worked, years raced by on Earth. He finally cracked it and flew home. The sun was still there, nothing else was. 78 years gone. Everyone he loved had passed. But she left one message. I knew you weren't lost.
Okay,
A scientist.
we're good to go. Thank you very much for taking the time. I hope you learn. And please let me know in the comments if you have any suggestions on how this is made. This is my first ever video that I'm teaching something. So please let me know what I can improve.